Hi everyone and welcome back. I hope you had a happy Easter. Today we will be doing one way of how to do a rose. There are many ways to do a rose, but this is the way to do it without a piping tip. You're going to cut your piping bag a certain way in order to do this. Pretty much it's going to be 2 students to 1 tub of buttercream, and you guys have 2 different colors. And you're going to need your piping bag, your buttercream, your scissors, and then your cupcakes. Here's a short video to show how to cut your piping bag. You would cut the snip and then in a diagonal as well. All right, so I'm just going to show you how. You're going to cut a very, very small piece off straight across like this. And then you're going to go diagonally, but you're not going to cut all the way to the end. You're going to cut a small piece off so then it leaves kind of like a square angle on the left-hand side. So I'm going to cut to the right, not all the way across like this. And then you see the little square at the end. You're going to leave that square open like that. So it kind of looks like a hill and then a platform instead of just a hill. So there goes your little platform. All right, so now we're going to take our cupcakes, and your technique is to not move your dominant hand. If you are a righty, you're just going to push very slowly like this. And then with your left hand, you're going to leave your cupcake on the table. You're not going to lift it up, and you're just going to turn your cupcake. So this is what it's going to look like. See how it's on the table? You're going to squeeze very, very slowly with your right hand. You got to twist your bag so it's kind of firm, okay? So here we go. You're going to squeeze a little bit and turn. Then you're going to stop. You're going to do it in a 45-degree angle to a 90-degree angle, but really a 45-degree angle. And then you're going to widen up your buttercream a little bit as you turn, so it's not sticking to the other row that you just did. So you're just squeezing and squeezing and turning and squeezing in an angle, because if you don't do it in an angle, it's just going to be a flat rose. And you're just going to keep turning. You're not really supposed to, you can touch the first row a little bit, but not all the way, because then it's just going to smudge. And then you're just going to keep turning just like this. And there you go. That's your full rose. So you can do a full one. Some people like just a small one, and you leave some of the vanilla showing on your cupcake. And then we can do a medium one as well that is kind of like a space in between. So, you know, it's a different little design. Here goes your second one. This is going to be your small swirl that looks like a rose. You could add leaves to it if you wanted to. This is how slow you're going to push your buttercream. Very slowly while you turn. And then here we go. And there you go. See, you're not moving your dominant hand. You're just twisting, 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 twisting. And then if you want, you can just stop. So it looks cute. You kind of still see your vanilla. And then I'm going to show you a third one. This one, you would have a very, like, you know, a good amount of space in between each swirl. The only reason why mine looked a little bit messy was because I like redid the cupcake so I wouldn't have to waste another cupcake. So in this one, you're actually lifting. You see how I'm not touching the cupcake? I'm lifting it and just swirling, and it's just kind of like dropping on the cupcake. That's how you would do this design. And you just keep swirling like this, not moving your dominant hand. Turning, not swirling. Sorry, you're turning the cupcake. And then, of course, every mess up that you do, you can always fix it. So don't worry about that. But for me, I tried to fix it and it messed up again. And then I tried to fix it again. And because the buttercream wanted to be unruly, it messed up even worse. So here is me trying again. And then a different part of the buttercream swiped off. So instead, I decided to add some leaves, of course. And can you guess where I placed those leaves? To cover my mistake. So here we go. And I'm just going to cover this batch that looks a little bit messy because clearly I couldn't fix it. And there goes the little leaf. If I wanted to, I could have added it on the other side, but this was just to show you how to cover up your mistakes when you make them. And here are your cupcakes. You got the small, the medium, and the large. I hope you like it. And then I totally forgot to show you how to put it in the Ziploc bag. So unfortunately, I did not have enough containers for all the schools. So I figured everyone would just get a Ziploc bag. And pretty much this is how you would put it in your Ziploc bag. Easy to carry. This is for the most common mistakes. The piping bag was not held at a 45-degree angle. It was kind of just flat while you were turning your cupcake. So it looks like a flat rose. Pretty much just keep your buttercream up and swirl with your not dominant hand and you'll be fine. Leave a little bit of spacing. This was too close together, so that's why this came out how this looked.